Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. Today we have Joe Biden, Demented Joe, Shit Stains, Joe, the liar, plagiarist, going to the border. Why is that, you may ask? Because Trump went to the border. That is the only reason. And also because it seems like as of this past week, Americans are getting attacked or killed by the day now by these illegals that are coming across our border in record numbers. So I can already probably guess on what he's going to do. He's going to make it a political statement where he's blaming it on the conservatives or Trump, and he's going to bring up the Senate bill. I haven't watched it yet, but it's very predictable with Biden because he never takes ownership for anything, and he always blames Trump or the conservatives for all his F-ups. So I can already predict what's coming, but let's get it started. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
President Joe Biden is about to try and do just that. He's speaking live in Brownsville. Let's listen in now.
In the wake of these disasters, and we rebuild to the standards that are the up-to-date standards and building codes and the rest. Because if you fly over these areas that are burned to the ground, you'll see in the midst of 20 homes that are just totally destroyed, one home sitting there because it had the right roof on it. And anyway, since I took office, FEMA's provided Texas alone over $13 billion. $13 billion in 3 years in disaster relief after fires and winter storms across the state. When disasters strike, there's no red state or blue state where I come from. They're just communities and families looking for help. So we're standing with everyone affected by these wildfires. We're going to continue to help.
Oh, you mean like you did with Palestine, Ohio, or Maui, where they still haven't received their payments while you are shipping billions upon billions of our taxpayer monies overseas to foreign wars, but not protecting our own border? Or how about the government funding illegals in New York as of recently, $10,000 each out of our taxpayer money for breaking our federal laws? This dude's a joke. Everything's politics when it comes to this piece of trash. Don't believe the lies.
Help you respond and recover. Now, turning to the purpose of my visit. I want to thank Congressman Gonzalez. There you are, pal. I thank you. I thank him for the passport into his district, but he's been a great partner. I also want to thank Mayor Cowan for his partnership, and I want to thank County Judge Trevino for over 30 local officials who've joined us here today. No one works harder for a safe, secure border than all of you. And Secretary Mayorkas has joined us today, and he's joined by 7 mayors and cities and towns across South Texas.
Who else cannot stand just that dude's face, Mayorkas? He is the most cringe person in this administration besides Biden. He has purposely and countless times since they've been in power lied to the American people. If there's no border crisis, as Mayorkas says this past 3.5 years, then why the hell are you at the border talking about how there's a crisis and we need funding immediately? Because you're a scumbag and you should be charged for treason.
4 county judges here from across the state. I told the county judge that I used to be a county official. It's the hardest job in American politics. You know why? They think you can do everything, you don't have the budget. So anyway. And the 2 leaders from the Texas legislature, State House Leader Trey is here, Trey Martinez Fisher, and the State Senate Leader Carol Alvadero. And all the other local officials that are here today, I want to say thanks. Folks, it's real simple.
So fake.
It's time to act. It's long past time to act. I just received a briefing from the Border Patrol at the border, as well as immigration and enforcement, asylum officers, and they're all doing incredible work under really tough conditions. Really tough conditions. They told me what you already know, and we already know. They desperately need more resources. Say it again. They desperately need more resources. Need more agents, more officers, more judges, more equipment in order to secure our border. Folks, it's time for us to move on this. We can't wait any longer. Folks, on my first day as president, I introduced a bill I sent to Congress, a comprehensive plan to fix the broken immigration system and to secure the border. But no action was taken.
If you guys recall, when Trump was in office, even the conservatives wouldn't help him with the border bill. So what he did is he took it out of the military funding because he actually considered it a national crisis threat, which it is. And That's how he funded the border. So technically, Biden doesn't need he doesn't need any bills passed. And those bills he's about to bring up are just funding for Ukraine and Israel and Gaza. It has nothing to do with our border. So he's about to lie some more. Watch.
Then months ago, my team began a serious negotiation in a bipartisan group of senators, Democrat leading conservative Republicans and progressive Democrats. And it resulted in a compromise bill. It's the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen in this country. It's pretty basic. With this deal, we could hire 1,500 additional border security agents, 1,500 additional officers.
You can say we're going to hire 1,500 officers, but if you're not detaining people and sending them back where they're coming from, then what does it matter? You're just going to hire people to babysit, more illegals coming through. Also, that border bill he's talking about, I believe the number was 5,000 people a day can legally enter. So if that's a secure border, what did Trump have when he had record low under his administration? It's really not that complicated. I feel like I could be president. Just common sense policy is all we need, which is what Trump had.
And between ports of entry, for the last 4 years, staffing has been roughly that, just flat. Agents working overtime, spending long hours patrolling the border, making major sacrifices. And I know it takes a big toll on them and their families. That's why in December I signed a bill finally getting Border Patrol agents what I've been pushed by and reminded by the congressman, overtime pay they deserve. Finally getting overtime pay. I mean, it's ridiculous it took this long. It was long past time, and I was proud to do it, but we need to do more. It's time to step up. It's time to step up, provide them with significantly more personnel and capability. We also need more immigration judges.
How do celebrities like Justin Bieber and The Rock generate hundreds of millions of dollars? It's actually
help handle the backlog.
So nothing he is saying right now will actually help secure the border. So more immigration judges means more illegals can get processed and sentenced to the country. More workers on the border processing more people. He's actually literally coming up with no solutions. This would just make the problems worse, if anything.
There are 2 million cases, backlog of 2 million cases. This bipartisan deal would provide funding for 100 more immigration judges immediately. It would also establish new, efficient, and fair process for the government to consider asylum claims for those arriving on our border. Today, the process to get a decision on an asylum claim takes 5 to 7 years. Now, you all know it down here, but the people around the country don't understand it. It's far too long. You come in, you say I have a credible fear.
The people around the country don't understand it. They think you're stupid. They don't think you can see with your eyes what's going on. So they make up all this crap acting like, oh, we got to pass a bill to secure the border. No, we don't need any of that. He could do it today if he wanted to easily.
And we've changed that standard to make it hard. We want to make it harder. And what happens? You say, well, okay, you can win the country, but come back in 5 to 7 years, maybe as many as 8 years, and you'll get a hearing from before a judge to determine whether you can stay. This will encourage more people. This encourages more people to come to the country. If they get by the first, they got another 5, 7, 8 years before they have to do anything, because they know they cannot handle the caseloads quickly, and they'll be able to stay in this country in the meantime. With new policies in this bill, and the addition of 4,300 additional asylum officers, we'll be able to reduce that process to less than 6 months. That would have a serious deterrent effect on those coming north. When the criminal gangs say, we'll get you north, what's $8,000? They say, no, wait, let me get this straight. I'm going to go north. It's going to cost me probably closer to $8,000, I guess, $1,000 equivalent. And I'm going to get there. And in 6 months, they may be able to get rid of me. I don't know, man. 6 months, 7 years, two different things. The person was thinking about,
hey, you demented old pussy, you're still letting them in. Doesn't matter if it's 6 months, these people can do a lot of damage. You're seeing what they're doing within getting in right away. They're attacking people. What is this dude talking about? I guarantee, as I'm hearing him talk, I'm looking at the border patrols behind him, and I'm telling you, it looks like a few of them are pissed and don't want to be there. We're forced to be there because I wouldn't want to be there. I'd be behind Trump because he actually gives a shit, but not this guy.
When entering the United States understands the cases to be decided in a few weeks or months instead of 5 to 7 years, they're less likely to come in the first place. They're not going to pay the cartels thousands of dollars to make that journey. Knowing that, it will be turned around quickly. Look, then we also need more cutting-edge inspection machines to detect and stop fentanyl from entering the United States of America. A year ago, I stood at the border in El Paso and I watched these machines at work. They were able to detect everything from fentanyl to weapons to people being smuggled in cargo containers.
Build the wall,
this
idiot.
compromised bill would provide an additional $424 million for 100 more of these machines.
We don't
It can
need
save lives in the
machines.
process. This compromised legislation will also give me as president or any of the next president emergency authority to temporarily shut down the border between ports of entry when the numbers of immigrants and migrants, overwhelm the border, straining the Border Patrol's ability to process them. At the same time, at our legal ports of entry, like here in Brownsville, we're making investments in infrastructure. My bipartisan infrastructure law is going to provide nearly $4 billion new dollars to boost security, to ease waiting times at land and ports of entry like Brownsville. And I want to thank again Congressman Gonzalez for helping me get that through and get it passed in the law. That you get.
Did you guys hear what he just said? Again, this is why everyone should read this bill that he's talking about. $4 billion to make coming across our border more nice, more relaxing. Are you kidding me? What the F are they spending our taxpayer money on? No, this bill is horrible. I have not heard one thing right now that they're willing to do that will help with the influx of migrants. If anything, every single thing he's mentioned, the past 4 things, will all help increase the flux of migrants.
Money for example, that's how you got the money for the Gateway Bridge from that fund. Folks, the bipartisan border security deal is a win for the American people. And it's a win for the people of Texas. And it's fair for those who legitimately have a right to come here to begin with. It's a win for the people of Brownsville. And I believe that's why the Border Patrol.
They have a right to come here, he said.
I believe that's why the National Chamber of Commerce endorsed it, not known as a Democratic organization with a capital D. Look, and that's why the Wall Street Journal endorsed it as well. This is a truly bipartisan initiative. That's why the bipartisan South Texas Alliance of Cities endorsed it. Folks, I didn't get everything I wanted in that compromised bipartisan bill, but neither did anybody else. Compromise is part of the process. That's how democracy works. That's how it's supposed to work. Compromise is a very positive step on a critical issue for the country.
It's Black Friday, and ContentCritter.com is hosting its biggest sale ever. If you want to learn how to shoot and edit professional videos,
all those issues for the country. And folks here in Brownsville and all along
Sorry
the
about
border
that,
know
guys.
We need to have their backs, your backs. I want the people to understand clearly what happened here. This bill was in the United States Senate, was on its way to being passed. Then it was derailed by rank and file politics, rank partisan politics. The U.S. Senate needs to reconsider this bill. And those senators who oppose it need to set politics aside and pass it on merits, not on whether it's going to benefit one party or benefit the other party. It's about whether it benefits the American people. It's what the American people deserve. The Speaker of the House needs to put this bill on the floor, because if he put it on the floor unrestricted, it would pass. The majority of Democrats and Republicans in both houses support this legislation until someone came along and said, don't do that, it'll benefit the incumbent. That's a hell of a way to do business in America for such a serious problem. We need to act. It's time for the speakers and some of my Republican friends in Congress who are blocking this bill to show a little spine. Pass a bipartisan, remember, bipartisan, conservative leader.
Again, this is not a border bill. It's a Ukraine wish list and $20 billion to Israel and Gaza. He's lying. Just look up the border bill. If you don't believe me, look it up yourself.
Supported this border security bill. Let's remember who we work for God's sake. We work for the American people. Let me end with this. I understand
So
my predecessor's
embarrassing.
legal past today. So here's what I would say to Mr. Trump. Instead of playing politics with this issue, instead of telling members of Congress to block this legislation, join me, or I'll join you in telling the Congress to pass this bipartisan border security bill. We can do it together. You know, and I know, it's the toughest, most efficient, most effective border security bill this country has ever seen. So instead of playing politics with the issue, why don't we just get together and get it done? Let's remember who the heck we work for. We work for the American people, not the Democratic Party, the Republican Party. We work for the American people. And let's remember who we are. We're the United States of America. No, I mean this. Think about this. There's nothing,
This is so
nothing
embarrassing.
beyond our capacity. Nothing when we work together. And if all things we should be working together on is this, we have the formula to get it done. God bless you all.
This dude is the most embarrassing man I've ever seen in office. Like, look at his face. It looks like he just shit in his diaper. Oh my God. First off, let's go back to the Trump situation because he loves to blame Trump for everything because he's a demented old fool. Anyways, Trump secured the border without passing a bill. Let's get that very clear. He secured the border without getting a bill passed. So Biden doesn't even need to get a bill passed. He could secure it right now if he wanted to. This is all politics. And it makes you think, with the $60 billion in this border bill that they're sending to Ukraine, why is it they're sending all these billions of dollars to Ukraine? You really need to start questioning that if you support the Ukraine war, because they're funneling it right back into their pockets. It's really common sense. You just need to start thinking independently and turn off CNN. Anyways, I'm going to post a couple videos later. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.